Hey guys, Vick here and welcome to another video. It's not a review. Today we're going to talk about Vape Expo, which I went to on Saturday, all day on Saturday. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about who I met and what I bought. Then I'm going to show you a bit of a slideshow of pictures I took on the day. Just totally random pictures, but give you a nice sort of flavour of the event, I think. And then after that I'm going to sort of review the show and my thoughts and improvements that could happen or what have you. So stay tuned, let's get cracked on with this. Okay, so who did I meet? First person I bumped into, he spotted me actually, was Gary from vaperz.store.co.uk. Absolutely top fella. Already knew he was a top fella because I talked to him on email quite a bit. Really nice guy. He had a lot of very interesting things to say, and he's got some really good points about converting smokers and some of the legislation stuff coming up, you know, so it was really great to chat to him. He made some really valid stuff that I'm going to try and work into the channel somehow. Yeah, top fella, really glad to see him. Really nice to put a face to the name. And also he's got a store opening up in London. And so in the next vlog, when it's open, I'll let you know about that. But he's got a new store in London, so that's exciting times for him as well. I'll put links to everything I'm talking about. I'll just do a big list of links in the description. I met Dan from Vape. Vape, if you haven't seen it yet, vape.co.uk. It's like a vape blog site. Or yeah, vape blog, news, reviews sort of site. I did a guest blog for them last week. I'll put a link to that in the description. I think it went okay. It's just a little bit of an article that I wrote about what I see as the next trend in vaping, or the upcoming trends in vaping. But he was a nice guy as well. Hi to Dan. I met a Grumpy Vaper. Again, that's a news and vlog site. I'm sure you've seen that one, Grumpy Vaper. Again, I'll put a link in the description. But he was a nice guy. He was really busy though, so I didn't try not to take up too much of his time. I met Big Tom. You'll see in the pictures, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will see a picture of Big Tom larking about. Absolute gen. I knew he would be. I've not met him before. Spoke to him online a few times, and I knew he would be exactly like he is on camera, and he is. He's a really top fella, really nice guy, and he was lovely and nice to meet him. I met Kelvin, the Fat Vaper. He's a reviewer as well. A link to his channel in the description. He started Vape Talk UK, but he's now moved on to a new thing called Vaperz Worldwide, and I'll put a link to that in the description as well. And that's his new Google Hangout weekly show. So that is worth a look as well. But he was lovely, he's a nice guy, and I've got a picture of him in the slideshow as well. I met John and Jamie, also from Vaperz Worldwide. They do it with Kelvin and a couple of others, I think. But they were really, really nice guys. Really good to catch up with John and Jamie. I spoke to them for ages, I think nearly an hour. We were just chatting away, just talking about all kinds of random vaping stuff. But that was really good because it was a nice spot. It was a nice sort of part of the day because it wound down a bit after sort of mid-afternoon. It started to wind down a bit, and it was easier just to chat and stuff. It was quite good. I met Vape, and I also met the Everyday Vapor, James. I only sort of fleetingly met James, but I spoke to Vaper a few times. He was trying to get his hands on an Aspire Triton tank. I don't know if he succeeded in the end, but it looked like I was having a great time, and he seems a really fun guy as well. Who else? Oh, I met you guys as well. That was really, really nice. To the people that grabbed me and said hi, thank you for doing that and having a little chat with me. That was really good because I was there on my own, sort of, essentially. And a few of you, it was really good for a few of you to track me down and say hi. I was hoping people would do that, and just so I wasn't so lonely and bored the whole time. But no, it was great, and if anyone ever does see me anywhere, just say hi. Not a problem with that at all. But no, it was really cool to meet some of you guys, and you had some interesting things to say as well, which is really good. Which I knew you would, because this is much more of an interest channel than your straight up channel. But yeah, so I'll show you the slideshow, and I'll come back and I'll tell you a bit more about the event. Okay, I forgot to show you what I got. There is a good reason for that. I'd hardly got anything. Hardly any freebies, hardly bought anything. One thing I did get was a juice called Legacy, Suit and Tie from Legacy. And I haven't tried that yet. Everybody that entered got like a vape band saying Vape Expo, and they got Moon Punch by moonvapes.co.uk. And that's what that looks like, but it's 0 NEC, so I don't know when I'm going to try that. And I finally got my hands on some EpiClouds Donut Pounder, so I'm going to be doing a review for that as well. And my one big purchase of the event, drum roll, was this, my Toot Life t-shirt, my Grim Green Toot Life t-shirt, which I'll be wearing with pride. I'm really picky at these things. I don't just buy stuff because I'm there. And there was a real lack of hardware, certainly a lack of hardware that I'd be interested in, to be honest. And so I just sort of nitpicked and stuff. I didn't ask for any freebies or anything, and didn't get any freebies or anything really. So that was a very modest haul, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. So let's just get into talking about the actual show. First of all, I've got to say, I thought the NEC was a good venue. When I heard it was in the NEC, I thought, whoa, the NEC's absolutely massive. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. But it was actually in the NEC Pavilion, which is like one of the halls, or one of the units, sort of next to the main NEC thing. So it wasn't quite as humongous as I thought it was going to be. It's hard to explain, but it wasn't full-on NEC. It was like a pavilion unit to the side sort of thing. But it was ample for what went on there. But yeah, it wasn't quite the extravaganza I thought size-wise. The music was horrible. I don't know what to say or do about that, and I'm not a music lover anyway. But I thought the music was going right through me, to be honest. I'm not a big music fan, but the trouble is with Vaperz, we're not all a certain type of person, so I think it's really tricky playing music. Maybe it should just be background. It was quite noisy. I don't know. That's just me being a bit sad, I guess. I would have liked to have seen, and there was a massive lack of, extracurricular activities and extracurricular stands. So what I mean by that is I saw people having to build their drippers on their laps, like sat in a corner. It'd be nice to have a little build station or some tables set up for just for building and people to show each other builds and do builds for each other and stuff, or even like some sort of build expert, you know, like there just helping people, or something along those lines. You know, not every square foot has to be a shop, does it? I don't think so. You could have had juice mixing stands, or you know, some sort of any sort of thing like that. Maybe a little advocacy corner. People could go and have a bit of a chat about advocacy. I don't know, just extracurricular stuff, rather than just loads of shops. There was a massive, in my opinion, there's a massive lack of high-end vendors and high-end manufacturers. There was Fortune Mods. There was Fortune Mods. They had a stand, and that's great, and they're great mods, and they had nice high quality. And there was those guys that do comic book characters on really fancy mods in a really fancy arty way. There was those guys, but those are the only two high-end hardware people I saw, really, to be honest. So there was a bit of a lack of high-end stuff. I don't know how you attract high-end manufacturers to these things, but I would just like to see more. So I'm just going to say I want to see more. There was it was mainly juice. You know, I don't know what other people are saying. I haven't seen any other videos yet, but it was mainly juice. There was a lot of juice vendors, which is cool and which is fine. But yeah, there's a lot of juice, and the people selling hardware were just, it was just your typical stuff, your K boxes and all that sort of stuff. There was a massive lack of freebies. I think a lot of people went expecting loads of freebies. There were stories of Vape Jam, people coming back out with rucksacks full of freebies from Vape Jam. There was a real lack of freebies. I think if you went looking for freebies, you would find them. Apparently, if you just asked at stalls, they had certain freebies and stuff. But yeah, I wasn't going to do that. And there wasn't like so obvious like chucking around of freebies or vendors that just had freebies as standard. So I didn't see too much of that. Phil and Dimitri were there, which was really cool. Amazing effort to get those guys over, and they did a great job. They were on the stage several times, you'll have seen in the slideshow, and they did a great job. They were really good with everyone, took pictures of everyone and stuff, talked to everyone. So great to see those guys. Thumbs up to those guys for turning up. Overall, would I go next year? Yes. Did I have a good time? Yes. But I think there are lots of things that they could do to improve, and I'm sure they know that as well. But I had a good time, met loads of great people, and I would go again next year. So thanks for watching. Normal service will resume in a couple of days with another video, and that will be a big giveaway. I've got a big giveaway to do, so stay tuned for that. I've been Vaping Vick. See you later.